Your tenant selection decision is the most important operational decision you'll make in any given tenancy cycle. A great tenant makes property management easy. A problematic tenant makes it costly, stressful, and partnership straining. The investment of time in proper screening upfront is the best return on management time you'll ever get. Let's talk about what's involved. First, BC human rights law. Know what you can and cannot consider. The BC's Human Rights Code applies to tenant selection. You cannot discriminate based on race, religion, family status, disability, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, age, or any other protected ground. This means you can't decline a tenant because they have young children, because they're on income assistance, or based on their national origin or ethnic background. What this means practically? Your screening criteria must be consistently applied to every applicant based on rental-relevant factors such as ability to pay, rental history, and property care. Be sure to keep your decision documentation, as in why you selected the tenant you selected. This protects you if a declined applicant files a human rights complaint. Next, what your rental application needs to have on it. A thorough application collects full personal information, current and previous addresses, employment, and income details, rental history with their last 2 landlord contacts, references, and information about other occupants and pets. Use BC-compliant application forms only. The Residential Tenancy Branch website and reputable BC landlord associations have templates. Next up, do credit checks. Ask for their written consent to these checks on the application. Without consent, you cannot run a credit check. Use a reputable service, like single key or tenant verification, to get your credit and background checks all done at once. Look for patterns in the credit history, not just the score. A single hardship event years ago is different from a pattern of non-payment across multiple creditors. Pay particular attention to any rental-specific collections or judgments. Following that, verify their income. The general guideline is that rent should not exceed 30 to 35% of gross monthly income. In expensive markets, however, many tenants are stretched beyond this. What matters most is confirmed stable income sufficient to service the rent. For employed applicants, ask for 2 recent pay stubs, plus a letter of employment confirming position and duration. For self-employed individuals, 2 years of CRA notices of assessment or equivalent documentation works. Don't accept verbal income claims without documentation. The most common financial screening error landlords make is taking an applicant's word for their income without verifying. Next up, reference calls to the last 2 landlords and their employer. Make the calls and look up the applicant's social media handles as well. You can learn a lot about someone from what they post. Be sure to call their 2 previous landlords directly. Ask, did they pay consistently and on time? Were there any issues with the property or neighbors? Did they give proper notice? Would you rent to them again? That last question is the most important. And listen carefully to the tone, not just the words. Sure, they were okay, said with no enthusiasm, is a yellow flag. A landlord who genuinely had a good experience usually says so with some warmth. The reason you call their last 2 landlords is if their current landlord wants to get rid of them, they may give a glowing review, even if the tenant is terrible. Or, and this is rare, sometimes applicants provide friends as fake landlord references, so it's a good idea to double confirm. Next, be sure to verify the employer's identity on LinkedIn or similar, and be sure the applicant is still employed and that they are a reliable person. Last but certainly not least, the move-in condition inspection. This is your legal protection against damage disputes when the tenant eventually moves out. Walk through and take a video of every room, preferably with them there. Talk with them while filming so you can hear their voice in the video. That will quell any later disputes if there's a question about when the video was taken. Document and take photos or videos of every existing mark, scuff, issue, and condition. Make sure you and the tenant both sign the inspection report. If you skip this step and the tenant later claims that damage existed before their tenancy, without evidence, you have limited legal recourse. Be thorough and check every wall, door, appliance, fixture, and window. Take more photos and videos than you think you need.